10 foods to buy when you are broke. The first one is chicken, drumsticks, thighs, or leg quarters. When you are broke, you should not be buying boneless, skinless chicken breasts at all. Just really at all. It is the most expensive meat there is as far as the cheap meats go. This week's ad, $1.47 a pound. Now, that's actually very expensive. Walmart right now has them, and I think it was 87 cents. Have you seen lately? I think it was 87 cents a pound for, 87 cents a pound for leg quarters. So this is where you need to know your ads. That's not quite, but almost double the sale price of Albertsons. Mm-hmm. That's ridiculous. Now, people are going to be saying, well, what do you buy or how do you use chicken quarters? What is that? The chicken quarter is all it is the thigh and the drumstick still hooked together. Not to get gross, but basically they just lop off the legs and leave them instead of separating the parts of the legs.
Nobody will be buying chicken at all. But you know what? Once we have a lot of recipes in the book on chicken stuff, chicken stuff to use the leg quarters, but they're actually, I've never bought the boneless, skinless chicken breast because the quarters are more versatile. You can use them for a lot of different ways. You can boil them to make soups and noodles, or you can bake them in the oven for, to roast them in different ways with sauces and different things. So they're really just as good, if not more versatile. What's wrong?
I was just looking at myself. Sorry.
You look okay.
I just ran in I literally just ran in. So I didn't even look at my hair or anything. And I was realizing I'm sticking out all over. So
you look fine from here.
But honey baked chicken.
We've got a bunch of chicken recipes and on the website and on your Super Easy Recipes website. Tons of recipes.
The easiest way I cook it is I literally just take my seasoned salt recipe from in here. All these recipes are on Living on a Dime. Take my seasoned salt, sprinkle it on my chicken, and stick it in the oven for an hour.
Yeah.
For 350 degrees for an hour. Or you can slow cook it 200 degrees all day long if you want.
Yeah.
But that is the easiest way to save money is to stop buying expensive meats. What are your expensive meats? Your steak, your boneless, skinless chicken breast, your salmons, your fishes. All of those are expensive meats. All your ground beef that's over 70%, like 80%, 90% ground beef, all of those. So if you can get down on your chicken, like this 87-cent chicken here at Walmart is 10 pounds. And this 10 pounds will do my family for at least 4 to 5 meals. For this 10 pounds of chicken. And if you want to know how much meat you're getting, because everybody will say, well, the bones are all included. Boneless, skinless is way cheaper because it's not. Mm-mm. And how you figure it is half the weight is bones. And I have a video coming up on this, but half the weight is bones. So if you're paying $3 a pound for boneless, skinless chicken breasts, anything $1.50 or less will be cheaper for you. So if you can buy boneless, skinless chicken breasts for $1.50 a pound, go ahead and get it.
But see, the boneless, skinless too, you just use it for the one meal. If you have the thighs or the chicken quarters, you can take those bones in after you eat it for one meal, and you can take those same bones and throw them in a pot and cook them and make another meal of chicken noodle soup or chicken and noodles or something like that. Mm-hmm. Or egg flour soup, anything like that.
And so
you get 2 meals out of it. So it even expands it more, makes it more.
And what I do is I cook the whole 10 pounds at once. You do not have to do that. I am a batch cooker all the way. And what I do is I just throw the whole 10 pounds into 2 9x13 pans, slow roast it all day long. For dinner that night, we will have slow roasted chicken. Then the next day, I will pick off the meat and I'll boil the bones, and out of the broth, I will make green chili. I will make chicken and rice. With the leftover meat, I will make barbecue sandwiches another day, so that you get at least this $8. I can't show you the Walmart thing because I don't know how to get this off. Let's see. This $8 and never mind. This $8.72 10-pound bag of chicken quarters comes out. So if I get, let's say 4, I usually get 5 meals, but we'll say 4 meals just to make the math easy. That's $2 to feed 4 to 6 people dinner for just the meat. $2. That's really cheap.
Well, and another thing too, with the chicken breast, you usually have to put some kind of sauce on it,
Yeah.
like us, because it's just, can be dry and just doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. Where with these, if you just roast them with just the seasoning salt, I just put salt on mine, and roast it like that too. You've got to think it's not costing you as much just because you're not having to put extra seasonings, sauces, and all these fancy sauces everybody's buying and spending money on. So it really saves in a whole lot of different areas.
Yep. All right. The next one is, I'm going to get a lot of flack for this one. Buy the cheapy Walmart bread, people.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Half of this stuff is just fads that started a few decades ago, and everybody's just following them blindlessly. And the same way artisan breads and fancy breads are now.
I get your whole sourdough, multigrain this and multigrain that. I get that. But let's just really look here, shall we? All right, so for your artisan bread here is the nutrition facts for the Great Value multigrain bread. We'll just do the Great Value because we're doing Great Value for Great Value. So I know people don't want to do that, but let's say what's a bread, artisan bread? What would be a fancy schmancy bread that I don't even know what people buy?
I don't either.
Let's see. Sara Lee Artenizo. Does Walmart not have any artisan bread? I thought every store had this stuff. Mike says they do, but I'm just not finding it. Okay, so we'll go with the Walmart one. So let's look here real quick. Here is the Walmart Great Value. It has... Let me share this. Let me share, present, share. Okay. Is this it? I think so. Okay. Walmart Great Value bread. Look at this. I'm sorry, guys. It has, where's the fiber now? All that and it doesn't have fiber? I thought it had fiber in here.
Is it closer to the bottom?
Oh, here. Okay, so it has 0 grams of fiber. Yeah, that's really bad.
0 grams of fiber?
Yes, 0 grams of fiber. Right here, 0 grams. Okay, that's really bad. I get that. But look at this. This is, now is it showing, how do I switch it to the other picture? Okay, just a second. Let me show the other one because I want to show the proof because nobody ever believes me. They all think I'm crazy. Okay, here is the Great Value artisan bread, and it has 3 grams of fiber. This is not worth paying $2 to $4, $5, $6, $7 extra for 3 to 5 grams worth of fiber.
You could get that fiber a little less expensive on maybe some kind of vegetable or something like that. Take that money that you saved from the other and you get more nutrients from the vegetable.
4.4 grams of fiber in an apple.
Yeah, see.
Just eat
One
yourself
apple-
an apple.
As one apple. And this is what we talk about all the time is people are just going and buying this stuff because they hear all over the YouTube and internet and everything that this is what you need to eat. This is what you should be eating. And we just go and do it. You've got to know your nutrients. You've got to know the basic food pyramid, how many servings you need of the different types of things. It wouldn't take you an hour to figure all of this out, and you'd save you tons of money. But that's why I said you can find the same fiber in a piece of fruit or a vegetable and save the money.
Or like right here, let's see, frozen broccoli for $1.16. You get 3 grams of broccoli, 3 grams of fiber in broccoli.
Yeah.
Well, you might as well be getting your fiber out of your vegetables instead of wasting money on expensive bread. Now, I know that sounds contradictory, but first of all, if you're broke, which is what the title of this video is called, you got to stop worrying about what you're eating so much. You're sustaining life here. And if you have to eat a can of SpaghettiOs for every single meal, it'll be better than starving to death.
Yeah.
And it's better than you putting it on your credit card and going into debt to pay for groceries you can't afford.
Well, actually, and I think people have got such an obsessive view of how much they need of all these things. I need to eat more protein. Well, is what people think. So they're doing, they're buying protein powders and protein bars and all these protein drinks in the morning, and different stuff like that. And they're obsessing on protein. And but they really don't have a clue of how much they actually need and where to get it. Because I was looking at, I forget what I was eating. It was either cheese or cottage cheese. And I looked at it, and whichever it was, cheese or cottage cheese had about double the amount of protein as I think it was like either chicken or hamburger that I was going to have for that evening. Yep. It had more than a meat, but most people wouldn't think I'm getting protein when I'm eating my cheese. No, I got to go get a protein drink, and you don't have to you've got to know that food pyramid, and you got to know what's actually in the nutrients in the foods that you're eating.
Yep. All right, guys, this video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbooks, Volume 1 and Volume 2, on sale right now in the description below for 25% off. Easy recipes, get you in and out of the kitchen quick. Your family will love the recipes. They will want to eat them. And our gluten-free, dairy-free edition right there if you're gluten-free, dairy-free like me. Yes, gluten-free bread. Guys, I've been gluten-free for 10 or 12 years now, and it's ridiculous. So I make homemade gluten-free bread for $1 a loaf compared to $7 a loaf at the store.
And, if we're talking, you don't have the money to buy groceries.
Make rice.
You don't have to eat gluten-free bread. You can go without it and substitute something else.
I eat Corn Chex. I eat Cheerios that I buy on sale, which are on sale this week. Right here, our Cheerios on sale. There are lots of alternatives if you are gluten-free that you don't have to.
May not. See, we have diets now, whether it's diabetic, gluten-free, all these different ones that people are on. Well, how can I have that bread? Well, maybe it used to be when you go on a special diet, you do without this food. You just didn't eat it. You would just substitute other stuff that you could eat. And we've gotten kind of spoiled where we want to have our special diet, but we want to have all the same foods that we always eat. And, it just goes with the territory. There's just, people can just have to eat different things sometimes.
Post your comments and questions in the comment section, and Mike will send them to me. The next thing, especially if you're gluten-free, is potatoes. I eat potatoes and sweet potatoes all the time as part of my gluten-free diet. If I don't have gluten-free bread on hand, I don't go and make a special loaf. I don't go and buy a special loaf. I'll eat something else. Potatoes are so versatile, and they're very filling.
And
if you are broke, eat potatoes.
They're full of vitamins. You go look up the vitamins and stuff, and you'd be shocked, because I think potatoes have protein in them too, and all kinds of different vitamin C, all these really good. That's why people could live for a long time on eating nothing but potatoes, because they have more nutrients in them than you realize. And Tara mentioned something about filling. All the food you buy, you need to make sure that it's stuff that will swell up and fill you up. For example, eating just a single egg in the morning and maybe a piece of toast, I don't get filled up with that. I'm starting to get hungry by noon. Where if I eat my graham crackers with a little fat on it, I feel full, and I can almost don't even have to have a snack in the morning. So you find foods that you find filling and fills up your family, and that way you eat less,
The next one is eggs. Now, I had this on the list before. I have not been to the grocery store in 2 or 3 weeks, except for, we went camping this weekend, so I just did a pickup of that, but I haven't bought normal groceries I haven't bought eggs for 2 or 3 weeks. And so I didn't know eggs were going up, but eggs are normally a cheap food to eat when you're broke. Now, Mom just told me that eggs are going up, and I was like, what do you mean eggs are going up? Because I haven't been to the store. And she's right. Yeah. So 18 count of eggs is $5.57 now. 2-3 weeks ago, they were $3 something. A dozen eggs is $3.77 at Walmart now. 2 weeks ago, it was $2.20, I think, $2.20 something, $2.27 maybe. So yeah, eggs have gone up. But even with that, eggs are still very nutritious, very easy to cook. So when you're broke, I would still, even at this point, I would still eat eggs. But there's lots of alternatives if you don't want eggs that you can eat. But I know we're not a bean family, but beans are very filling and cheap. And those are a really good alternative. You can have some really good bean recipes. One of our viewers sent me some cranberry beans, and she sent them to me at the beginning of the summer, I think. And so I was waiting till fall. I don't know why I was waiting till fall. They're cranberry beans. It's just the color. It has nothing to do with fall. But I was waiting for this fall to cook them. I just realized I was doing that. I'm like, why did I wait all this time to try them? Because they look like they might be interesting. That was really dumb. But anyway, so I'm excited to try those just to see what they are. But, work around. If something's expensive now, get an alternative. You don't always have to eat the same things. You may have to adjust. Peanut butter is another really cheap one. Now, here's a big warning on peanut butter. I stocked up on a lot of peanut butter it's only been 9 months, 6 or 9 months ago. I think it was March when they had their peanut butter sale. And I got it in March, and I didn't look at the expiration date, and it expired in June.
Oh, no.
I was not a happy camper. So now I have 12 jars of peanut butter I've got to use up. I don't know how many no-bake fudge cookies I can be.
No-bake fudge cookies.
So the boys are going to be having no-bake fudge cookies for every single day until they die now. They're going to be sick of no-bake fudge cookies. Sherry says cranberry beans are delicious. I'm going to make those. Not tomorrow. Maybe I'll make them Friday. But the next thing is, I'm going to get a lot of slack for this one too, because I do every time I mention the word margarine. You're broke. You cannot afford butter. Go spend $1.37 on margarine. We are not asking you to eat a stick of margarine every day. You maybe have 2-3 teaspoons, maybe, on your toast or rice or potato.
That's where people, they don't think through logically. And once again, they haven't really researched it. Sometimes people will just look at the cons on something or hear the cons, and they don't go look at the pros on all of this stuff. And sometimes the pros way outbalance the cons, type of thing. But there's nothing wrong with eating margarine. And it's like Tara said, for some reason, I had sugar sitting on my counter when we did one of our videos, and we had one of the viewers say, all that sugar, I just died. I couldn't watch it with all that sugar on the counter. I have a canister that holds about 8 pounds of sugar on the counter. And I have another little sugar that is shakes, that I use for shaking on cereal and my sugar cookies. And then I had another little canister that said sugar on it. Well, she was just horrified. Now, see, this is where people just jump to conclusions. They don't know what they're talking about. You hear things on there and you just jump to a conclusion. First of all, the one little sugar canister had tea bags in it. It didn't even have sugar in it. The other little one, like I said, I only use it to once in a great while when I make sugar cookies. So then the canister full of sugar, that thing will last me 6 months to a year almost, all that sugar. But she just saw that, and that's how she reacted. That's the way people react with margarine. I'm eating so much margarine. No. When I put butter or margarine on anything, it's thin. I see people put 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine on stuff.
I use a teaspoon of butter on 2 pieces of toast.
Yeah, me
and
too.
Believe me, I'm measuring because I cannot gain any more weight. And so I'm making sure I know what I'm eating. You do not have to slather your... I saw one video and I actually wanted to throw up. I'm like, I love butter on my potato. Don't get me wrong. I love butter on my potato. But I am not exaggerating. They had to have put a half a cup of butter on this potato. Like, that's going to make you, well, I don't have my gallbladder, so anything with that much fat will make me throw up. But that would make a normal person throw up just eating. You can't process that much fat.
Yeah. See, that's where people have problems with this food too, is you're eating too much of any of this stuff. You need to back off, and you'll save money. And if you don't have the money to buy all this, you may have to back off, and you'll actually lose weight,
Next thing is rice. I hit that kind of briefly, but you know what? Rice is really cheap. It is super easy to make. And you can super easy to make on the stovetop even.
Mm-hmm.
I have a rice cooker just because we literally make rice 3 to 5 times a week. But you can easily make it on the stovetop.
Mm-hmm.
And Dining on a Dime, Volume 1, livingonadime.com. You can get the recipe right here on how to make rice.
How to make basic rice.
Super, super easy. The next thing is bananas. They're filling. They're cheap. They are the number 1 thing sold in grocery stores. Did you guys know that bananas are the number 1 thing sold in grocery stores? I did not know that. The next, you know what the number 2 thing is? Sodas. And then chips, the prepackaged little school-sized chips, and the pre-cut up fruits and vegetables are the 3rd and 4th. It's crazy. Yeah, and then the next thing is salt. Use salt.
Regular salt.
Use iodized salt.
Yes.
There's a reason why they added iodine to salt, because people were having thyroid problems. And so make sure you add enough salt. If you have blood pressure, you do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. But I'm not asking you to just put a salt lick on the kitchen table.
That's why people act that we're doing.
But salt your food so it tastes good. If it tastes too salty, you're eating too much salt. But if it tastes good, then you have enough salt.
And if you haven't noticed, almost everybody I know is on like thyroid medicine or something like that, and it prevents the goiters, just the regular table salt with iodine. And they also found out in the early 1900s when they started putting iodine into salt, not only did it help with the thyroid, but they said an unbelievable thing happened. The IQ of children and babies that were born after the moms started eating the salt with the iodine, it went up 30%. Their IQs went up 30%. They said they couldn't believe it. And everybody's using the sea salt and the big, that you climb up the mountain to go get the salt type of thing. That has no more minerals in it than regular salt. That was just, I researched it and researched it. It has just trace. Both the salts just have trace. It doesn't have any real minerals. But they're finding the sea salt now is absorbing the mercury in the ocean, and now they're worried about people eating sea salt is going to be hurting them. So when you jump on the bandwagon for these things, be careful. Just stop. Sometimes the good old-fashioned stuff still works best.
Yep. All right. Did you have something on the ads you were wanting to show? I didn't know you had a bunch of stuff.
Oh, you were just talking about the pre-cut fruit. And I was looking at that today, and for $7, you get 3 skewers with like 9 pieces of bites of fruit on it. I counted them. 1, 2, 3. for $3, well, it's $2.25. You have to pay for a skewer of like 9 bites of fruit. But my bananas, I got 2 bananas for 45 cents. So I'm thinking, let's think here, people. What is, the better buy here? If you're trying to save money, you don't buy a skewer with fruit bites on it. You buy a banana or an apple. So.
Yep. All right, guys, post your comments and questions. This video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbook. Volume 1 and 2 is the blue and red one, and then our gluten-free, dairy-free edition. Start with Volume 1 if you need a place to start. Volume 2 is just the continuation of that. Couldn't fit 800 pages in one book. It would be too heavy, so I had to do it in 2. And then our gluten-free, dairy-free edition right here. If you're gluten-free, dairy-free, start with that. Believe me, it will make your gluten-free journey so much easier if you just start there. All right, comments and questions. Hello, Amanda from South Africa.
Oh.
It is 1 o'clock in the morning there. Thank you for staying up to watch us. Wow. That is
Thank
very
you.
late. Turid, hello, Turid.
Hi, Turid.
Oh, my. Let's see. Oh, no, we were back. I was going to say, it was around this time 5 years ago, we were visiting her in Norway. I guess it was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? Oh, my goodness. It is already August 28th?
Mm-hmm.
Holy moly. Ruth, last week I found a frozen butterball turkeys for 47 cents a pound. Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Diana, what are you paying for leg quarters? So here I pay 87 cents at Walmart, and occasionally they'll go on sale for 67 cents a pound. Anne loves, oh, you got to like my flowers. Thank you. I picked those fresh from the garden.
I could hardly get down her sidewalk to the front door because her zinnias are so tall and they're just overflowing on the sidewalk.
My 2-foot zinnias are about 5 feet tall right now.
They were
and I planted the short ones. I was like, holy moly. And they survived the hail we had the other night. Thought they were going to be demolished, and thankfully they weren't.
Oh, so, Jim, I saw your comment earlier. Happy anniversary. It's Jim's anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary. Your wife's done a good job not killing you yet. Wow, 18. That's great. Less anything over 3 now is good. Leslie, she says we're her favorite. We're very helpful and entertaining. Well, thank you.
Thanks.
Froze family. My husband saw something on YouTube and won't eat chicken anymore. I know. I try to not watch those things because I totally get it. I've seen a few of those and I'm like, I know I'm not going to be a vegetarian.
If we knew the reality of a lot of our food and stuff, it would be hard. But, my mom's been eating this kind of stuff for 96 years and she's still alive and functioning. So I figure, it's probably not too deadly. And, there's organic foods, all of us, they'll have something, they're recalling them because they've got some kind of salmonella or something in them, You just have to do the best you can, cook things well, and not watch too much on TV or YouTube.
Amazing Grace Ranch says, I love your simple, easy recipes videos. Yes, my other channel is Super Easy Recipes, where I make all recipes from our cookbooks, and she plays it all day while I'm cleaning. Well, thank you. I appreciate you giving me view time. Yeah, it really helps, guys, YouTubers. In case you guys don't know, it really helps when you give a thumbs up because it tells the algorithm you like us. It helps us also when you watch the whole entire video to the very end because it tells the algorithm you like us. So you'll notice when you watch a video all the way to the end, the next thing that will pop up if you refresh on YouTube will be a video from that same person. So like if you've never watched anything from them before, but you watch their video all the way through, like I watched a guy making homemade rocks today. Why? I don't know. Well, actually, I do know. It was actually
That's weird. I watched a gal doing that last night. And I thought she's got too much time on her hands.
But he was making rocks. And guess what the next video was from him after I watched him making rocks. So, Janet, I have 2 chicken breasts, made 2 meals out of it for my husband and I. Yep, very good. Vicki, it depends on the chicken breasts, though, because most chicken breasts now are almost a pound. So that would actually, if you go 3 ounces, that would actually, by you're doing the cooked weight, that would be at least 4 meals, at least maybe 5.
Yeah,
or
start
6,
watching
so.
your portions and your ounces on this stuff. It'll help. Yeah.
Vicki, I haven't bought ground beef in quite a while because the price is just so ridiculous. I'm waiting for it to go down, assuming that they do. Yes, our wonderful viewer, Bounty in the Badlands, was telling us several months ago that prices are going to start going up. And so I've been stocking up while I can, but I haven't seen it go down recently.
I've been waiting too for it to go down. It hasn't.
Wanda, Safeway doesn't have chicken on sale this week, which is unusual. No, because it's Labor Day. So it's going to be hamburger week, steak week.
Mhm.
And yeah. I mean, they have chicken quarters, but that's not a very good deal here. But Labor Day week isn't always very good. I wonder, does anybody know what Kroger has on sale this week? Because I wonder if, well, I can't get to, I hate their website. It's awful. But I was wondering if Kroger might have some on sale. Sometimes they have chicken occasionally for Labor Day, but usually it's beef.
Now this was on sale, so I marked that.
The Edwards pies?
Yeah.
You would go towards Edwards pies?
I would. But they've got Edwards pies that we just love. And they're kind of expensive, but they're $4 off. And what I'm thinking now is of getting some, if you've got a freezer, to put in a couple for Christmas or Thanksgiving. They would stay fine for Christmas or Thanksgiving. So start thinking, because if money's going to be, depending on what the election does and all this stuff, Christmas, it's hard telling what we'll have for Christmas. So some of this stuff like that, I'm kind of, keeping an eye out for to do a few of those things.
If the fecal matter hits oscillation unit, you want to make sure you got your pies for Christmas.
That's the most important thing. Forget the rice for food and the potatoes. I need my chocolate pies.
I saw that they have Edwards pies in 2 slice packs now.
They have Edwards pies in 2 slice packs. Oh my goodness. That's dangerous for me, Michael.
But the Edwards pies, this is something to think of. On the Edwards pies, everybody's like, oh, well, but that I want it homemade. Let me tell you, buying the ingredients, because most of those pies include whipping cream. If you buy whipping cream, that's really expensive.
Yeah, and the chocolate and stuff to do it. And those ones we do like. And our family, nobody likes pies hardly in our family. Tara would eat pumpkin, but nobody else likes. Michael eat apple, but that's about the extent of who eats pies in our family. And so they love the Edwards, so that's the direction we have to go, and it's cheaper to do those.
Chrissy, I have to have gluten-free bread, and the cost is insane. Yeah, get my gluten-free dairy. Go to livingonadime.com and just test the recipe. I have it right there. Just type in gluten-free sandwich bread. But the gluten-free sandwich bread in here is really good, and it's only $1 a loaf. Beth says, I like Walmart bread, but what I find is it get moldy before I can use it up. I've been there when the guy is stocking the bread shelf still gets moldy. Oh my goodness, how long does it take you to eat a loaf of bread? Because I have mine like 10 days to 2 weeks. And
I've never had trouble. But what you might do is when you buy it, take half of it and put it in the freezer. And then I use the other half that's not in the freezer for sandwiches, stuff like that. And then if I make toast or whatever, I'll grab a couple of pieces out of the freezer bread. And that way it kind of stretches it out and keeps it fresh.
So I've been drinking out of this cup.
I was going to say, what is in there?
And I don't know what's in here, but there's something floating.
And it's a whole lot of something floating.
It will. Who knows what was in that cup? Oh, yum. Bounty in the Badlands, I just ground up the tail end of a roast with some onions, sweet pickles, and mayos for beef spread sandwiches. Yeah, that's Mom's favorite.
Grind up your meat, your chicken, your roast. I grind up bologna, and it stretches the meat so much farther.
Yeah, it tastes really good.
Mm-hmm.
Vicki Clark, I'll admit that I am a bread snob, but I get it when it's on sale so it doesn't cost so much. Tanya, Dave's killer bread is at a killer price. I know, that's ridiculous. Just make your own if that's the case. My word. Becca, gluten-free store-bought in stores is outrageous. Yep. And Olympia, hello, everyone. It's good to be back. Thank you. I'm glad to have you back. Donna, just buy plain cheap white bread. I'm trying to lose weight and only have one piece with eggs. Yeah, see, that's exactly it. Just stop eating so much.
Yeah, I make open face sandwiches all the time. I had a cheese sandwich the other day that I just didn't put a lid on it, and that type of thing. And another good sandwich to have where you only use one slice is I put the cheese on the bread and stick it under the broiler, and then you don't even notice not having the second piece of bread.
Yep. Hair Tight says buying wheat berries and milling it yourself, then baking your own bread is not only cheaper, but it's delicious and has health benefits. I never thought I would mill my own flour, but it's so easy. Yeah, but I'll mill my own flour if I need to. But at this point in my life, milling flour is not at the top of my priority list. Simon's Human, made your maple glazed chicken quarters last night. I put it on baking rat with a sheet pan underneath, comes out crispy and perfect. 350 degrees for an hour. Yes, it does. Very good. That's a great way to cook it. Mm-hmm. Scissor Tail says Rhodes Bacon Serve bread loaves are good. They stay in the freezer until you are ready to let them rise and bake. You get 5 loaves per package, $1.25 a loaf. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bounty in the Badlands, please don't mention apples. I've been processing my apple orchard all week. I'm done for now because if I peel one more apple, I'll scream. Oh my goodness. I still have applesauce from 2 years ago in my freezer. I've been trying to use up.
But I want some apples so bad because I want to dehydrate some, and I don't have any this year. So
I probably still have 10 packages of applesauce, and nobody's eating it.
Oh, what a perfect husband.
Thank you.
He's getting brownie points tonight.
And it's not even
I was telling Michael before we started, they're going to have their 30th anniversary. Do you realize he's had to have his mother-in-law for 30 years too on top of that?
He's getting ready to fix that.
What? He's not going to get rid of you, so he's going to kill me off, huh?
Yes. 30 years. Okay. Becca, cottage cheese is a loaded protein. Yes, it is. Donna says our cookbooks have helped her not spend so much eating out. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Yes, it really helps.
Thanks.
And they're easy recipes.
Mm-hmm.
People do not understand. They are easy recipes. I do not spend an hour in the kitchen every day. I spend like 20 minutes max cooking dinner. You can't even get through the drive-through line for that.
And there's so many recipes in there that it takes longer to go into a restaurant even and sit down and wait for your meal and everything that you could have. I stick a roast in the oven. You don't even have to have a crock pot. I cover it and just let it slowly cook, overnight or all day. And then all you have to do is add a salad or something else simple, and it doesn't take any time.
I mean, my best says she loves the cookbooks gluten-free when her gluten-free family visits. Very good. Eva, beans have protein if people are worried about protein. Yep. Mm-hmm. Letish, despite what my mother say, I am not anti-bean. My mother is anti-bean. I actually like beans. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to make me some baked beans tonight. That sounds pretty good.
I do eat baked beans. I like baked beans, but that's the only way I eat them.
Mike has turned me to beans now. Mm-hmm. Karen says, Tara, you will be so upset with me. I just spent $1,200 at BJ's Wholesale, but I have my freezers full and cleaning products for a year. Well, if that's a year's worth of food, then you did a darn good job. Yeah, you did
really good.
Even if that's 6 months worth of food, that's still a pretty darn tootin' good job. So I won't be mad at you if the food will last well. Now, if you bought a bunch of chips and junk, then I'll have a problem. But Donna, you send me the next one, Mike. Donna says we eat rice and potatoes since they are cheap sides. Yes, almost pretty much every meal is either rice or potatoes for us because I'm gluten-free. And so I'll make biscuits now occasionally, but since we only have sort of one kid home right now, since I only have one kid eating dinner with us, to make a whole pan of biscuits, Michael will eat a few, but not that many. So most is rice and potatoes for us.
And Tara said that one of the main things that people buy is the little bags of chips, individual bags of chips. Start feeding your kids popcorn. Send them a little bag of popcorn to, school. You can even buy, I just plain popcorn. My kids loved, but if you wanted to, you could get the flavorings, the popcorn stuff to put on there if your kids would like that for a treat. But just start doing popcorn. It's way less expensive than chips.
Beth says there's protein in tuna and it's not too expensive to buy. Yep, tuna is an excellent source. Sandy, beans and lentils are great. Yep. Hippie Chick says, I have to have protein, cottage, almonds, and fruit. That's good.
Mhm.
Letitia, I keep getting fresh or free eggs and Fred Meyer app every time I do grocery pickup. Oh, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
Donna, I love pickled eggs for a snack. Tastes better than the plain hard-boiled eggs. You know what's funny is I love pickles. But when I made pickled eggs, I
She
didn't
loves
really
all
like
kinds of
I
pickled
love all
stuff.
pickle. I don't know if I made them wrong or what. I maybe should have you send me your recipe because I tried a recipe and I just didn't like them very well.
She was really strange. When she was about, 6 months old or so, I was eating a dill pickle and she reached for it. And I thought, well, she's just going to make a face, and not have anything to do with it. She ate the whole thing. She just gnawed and gnawed and gnawed with her little tongue. She just had it. Well, she was about 6 to 8 months or something. She just was gnawing away, chiseling away with her little teeth. And she loved that dill pickle, and she's ate them ever since then. So,
Yep. So send me your recipe if they're any good. Doing my best says, so 18 eggs cost more than a pound of steak this week. Ribeyes are on sale for $48.
oh, good.
Yeah, well, they're $5.97 here, but wow, that's pretty close to the eggs. I think I'll be buying me some steak. Vicky says, if people ate rice, and I could get it tomorrow with my senior discount.
Yeah, you could. If I can beat the old ladies to it. It's dangerous going to our Albertsons on a Thursday with Senior Citizen Day.
It's dangerous going anywhere. Those little ladies get mean.
I got behind some people, or these people were behind me. I just forgot it was Thursday, and I went. I usually don't go on Thursday. And they said, I could hear them talk, and they said, what is going on with all these people here and everything? I just said, it's Senior Citizen Day. And they said, and they just started laughing. I guess I'm a senior citizen, aren't I? Oh my goodness. Go ahead.
Yeah, you are. Vicky says if people ate rice, beans, and potatoes as their main foods, their grocery bill would be next to nothing. Yep. Simon's Human says Aldi sell this week stocked up on wheat bread for $1.47. White was 79 cents frozen. Wow, that's great. Now here's another tip though. Even though your bread's 79 cents, if your hamburger is a really good deal, it's better to buy the expensive stuff like meat and stock your freezer instead of the cheap stuff like bread. So it's fine to do that if you have the space and you're not needing to stock up, but always remember, stock up on the expensive foods for your freezer over the cheap foods if you're having to make a decision. Terry, expire or best buy date? So the peanut butter was the best buy date, but peanut butter, because it has so much fat in it, does not last but about 6 to 9 months past the expiration date. And so I don't have a whole lot longer that I can use it, probably 2 or 3 months. But I mean, I have 12 things of peanut butter and one person eats it in the family. So
watch your expiration dates in the fact that I bought some chicken and I was looking up the expiration date to see how soon I need to get it into the freezer. If I had another day or two to wait on putting it in the freezer. And it has 2 dates on there. So be careful, because I just looked at the first date at first, and that was the packaging date. It was like a day or so ago. But then it has sale by date next to it then, and that's like the 3rd of September. So make sure you check the right, dates on there, that you don't get confused.
Tanya says, I opened up a jar of peanut butter that was a couple months outdated. It was fine. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It usually will go several months, at least
just
6
has
months.
so much.
But I have 12 or 15 bottles left.
And like she says, only one person eats it in the family.
Amazing Grace. My husband is retiring this Friday at age 53. He worked at the airport for 35 years. Pray for us as we stepped in. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I'm going to have
be
to really
change.
pray for you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That'll be a big change.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. I don't know if that's good for you or not. Let's see. Ingisha says, I've missed you guys live last week and I think the week before. Yeah, we had a school thing last week, so we had to go to that. And someone asked if I drank my vodka.
That was gonna be
laced vanilla before I went to the school meeting. Mike, now tell them I'm adding you to the stage, so don't do anything weird. Now tell them how. Oh, your mic's not mute. Unmute your mic.
Okay, but we're getting it goes.
Oh, tell them how proud of you are. How well did I do at the school meeting?
You did really well, but they didn't really talk about anything either. She did well. She just sat there quiet.
That's a backhanded compliment if ever I heard one.
I did not say one word. I didn't say one word. I kept my mouth shut, so everyone was proud of me.
Next time they'll be deciding something, and then
Next time they'll be deciding something, then I'm gonna, yeah. Jim, Robin is sweet. She says, I'm the best husband in the world. I tell her thank you, but I don't know about that. That's funny. Janet, Kroger has nothing good this week. Yeah, I've been noticing the sales are getting worse and worse.
They are. I noticed it too. Mm-hmm.
I had to move everything from my little freezer to the big freezer because I'm not stocking up as much. And so,
Matter of fact, I was thinking today, at what point do I stop buying some of these things? They're a little bit more like a treat because they're getting so expensive. And I've tried to stock up so that when this day comes, I can.
Okay, let's see. Janet says Kroger does have butter for $2.79. Oh, too bad I'm not going to the big city this week. Wanda, I need no bake Edwards pies. Yum. Oven doesn't work. Oh, well, yeah, in that case, it's definitely cheaper than a new oven. And Vicky loves Edward pies, and Becca's talking about Christmas pies. Yep. And Psalm 146 says key lime is very good. Wow. And Lipia says Edward's pies. Is it a Midwest thing? I don't think so. I think it's all over the country. I don't know.
Yeah, pop in and let us know if anybody.
It's a frozen pie. It's
Yeah, it's
not
just a
anything.
frozen.
I mean, it's nothing.
It's different than all the other frozen pies. So there's
nothing
something
magical. I mean, it's just
The flavor is unreal.
right there is what they are. If you want to see what they look like. Stephanie from Frederick, Colorado. We know where that is.
Yeah.
Make your broccoli and pasta with onion cheese bread for dinner tonight. Isn't that delicious? Thank you. I think that's volume 1, I think.
That's where half my family lives, is in Frederick.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Vicky. Yeah, if you don't go through peanut butter quickly, it's best to not stock up too much. No, I didn't stock up too much. I stocked up for just the amount that it should have been. But stupid me, I didn't look at the expiration date. And I should have. But
yeah, what you need to do is, like my graham crackers, I go every 2 weeks and get a few because they put new stuff out. So instead of buying 15 boxes at one fell swoop, I'll go every week and buy me a couple over what I'm eating. And that way it stays fresher longer.
So this was a bigger sale, so I had to do stock up.
She had to do that.
Susie's mom says peanut butter sauce is a great way to use peanut butter up. Yeah, but I don't think anybody would eat it. Jack hates peanut butter, Mike hates peanut butter. Jack's the only one that eats it.
Jack.
Karen, potatoes are a treat in my house. Potassium and phosphorus are very restricted on my transplant diet. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, please, if you had a transplant, adjust. I don't want
all
you
of our stuff is for like normal, average, things.
Oh my goodness.
Oh dear.
I can see the news now. Cookbook author kills transplant patient telling them to eat potatoes. Yeah, please adjust it.
Yeah.
Chrissy, I have friends who have chickens, so I get blessed. That's great.
Oh,
Renee, now's the time for sales. Ground beef $3.49, chicken leg quarter 79 cents. Yeah, if you live in the city and you can get those, that's a great deal. Kim was shocked at Aldi's today. 3 eggs were $3.77 a dozen. Wow. Kimberly, summer sales and hopefully holiday sales coming soon. Yep. Beth says, I checked the Food Lion ad today. Not much stuff on sale for the holiday. I was surprised. Yeah, I'm really shocked. We don't really have anything on sale at Albertsons this week. I mean, they've got ribeye steak, but that's not what we normally buy. They've got Cheerios.
That's pretty good on coffee.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Although I think it's still cheaper at Walmart.
I checked yesterday at Walmart, and it's
now
it may be on there, but I looked at Walmart yesterday.
Dunkin' coffee.
Because this is what I usually pay for it at Albertsons, and it wasn't
so
cheap.
at Walmart, it is $7.96 for for what is on sale for
Oh, I was
$6.97
looking
at
at that.
Walmart
Didn't look at the Dunkin'.
for the Dunkin' one, but for us, because we get the great big one, it's actually the same price. But Mom says her Folgers is $6.97.
I think the price is on
And
here.
so it's $6.97 at Albertsons for 22 ounces. And it is, or 25 ounces. It's $10 at Walmart. So yeah, that's a really good deal at Albertsons this week if you buy Folgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good deal. Okay, let's see. And that's all I do, guys. I just cross-reference because we have 2 grocery stores and Walmart here. So we basically don't have anything. But I just cross-reference for what it costs me at Walmart to see if it's a good deal if I need to stock up. So if we drink Folgers, I would be stocking up on this price.
Mm.
We don't drink Folgers. We drink Dunkin's. But yeah. Kimberly, I think a lot of people throw away perfectly good food because they think it's expired some expiration dates. You can actually put 6 months to a year or more past if it's canned goods. Oh, you can go 10 years on canned goods, but yeah. Teresa, serving proportions help with me. Didn't realize something I was eating was 3 to 4 servings. Yes. Most people don't realize that.
It's really interesting. We've had several people the past year or two have been checking the serving, portion control, the portions and the serving size and everything. And they keep emailing us saying, I lost so much weight and I saved so much money on my grocery bill. And they're all excited over that. And if people would just start doing that, it would really make a big difference. What are you looking at in there?
I was seeing the measurement.
Oh.
But I don't see the measurement on here, but I think this is 1.5 cups. Guys, you need one of these of either fruit or vegetable or combined for each meal. And that's all you need for fruits and vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to be having a huge hunkin' salad. I mean,
Well,
you can if you want, but if you're saving money.
I also noticed here they had berries on sale, but it was three portions for $10. And I think it's 6 ounces?
Yeah.
Okay, that's more really, that's one portion, a big portion. And so you're paying, what, $3, over $3 for just one portion of fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Is what it is. You've got to think about that when you could get a banana for like 20
cents.
I got 2 for 45 last week.
Okay,
I
so
checked.
20 cents then?
20 cents for one banana. And some of these fruits like bananas and apples and different things like that have just as much nutrients in it as berries. Now we've been brainwashed into thinking if you're not eating strawberries and blueberries, you're not getting the right nutrients. And that's not true, so.
Psalm 146. I wonder if we could create something tasty mixing bananas and rice. Yeah, you could make a banana rice pudding. That would be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Vicky Kark, I use a rice cooker. Love it. I eat rice enough to make a rice cooker worth it. Yeah, we do too. That's why we got one. And I kept forgetting to turn it off. So
you can take for the rice
burning it.
too. I have rice with milk on it, heated up, and a little cinnamon and sugar for like a cereal type thing in the morning, cooked rice, in the morning. And you could just slice the bananas on top of that, do that.
Donna says maybe make a pudding with the rice.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Carrie, chicken thigh drumstick. And if you guys need rice pudding, it's in volume 1 of our Dining on a Dime cookbook. And I think we have it on livingonadime.com. Donna says we buy jasmine rice in 25-pound bags. The Asian store, since it's cheaper. Hello 5, I got chicken drumsticks for 69 cents at Aldi. Got 8 pounds for $5.58. Vicky, bananas are literally dirt cheap. Yep, You are right. Hello 5 says got ground turkey for $1.98. Got 10 pounds. Good for you. Bounty the Badlands Safeway flyer last week. Fresh green beans $2.99 a pound, and I've been giving them away for free. Hello, that was ground turkey. Oh yeah, Walmart. Lori says I made meatloaf from the first Dining on a Dime, and you can go to livingonadime.com if you want to try out the recipes, guys. We have a ton. We have 1,500 recipes and tips on pages. We probably have 10,000 recipes and tips, but we have 1,500 posts with recipes and tips. So if you want the recipe for meatloaf, it's on our website. It's also volume 1. She said it's the first time putting milk in meatloaf. It was very moist and delicious. It is, isn't it?
Makes a difference.
Lorraine, my uncle owned a chicken farm, fruit, veggies also. We got our eggs, chicken, etc. for free. Growing up, having meals, my great-grandmother cooked, always had chicken, eggs, and veggies. Yep.
Mhm.
Kathy says, the best cookbook ever.
Thank you, Kathy.
So I have to tell you something funny about Kathy. She's been a long-time viewer. We love Kathy. And she was only an hour and a half away from us just 2 weeks
so
ago.
close. I couldn't believe it.
I really wanted to go see Kathy because she had driven all the way here for a conference thing that her church was having. And I felt bad for Kathy because, well, first of all, why any place would choose Wyoming to go camping? I don't know. But the second night they were here, the second or third night, we had a horrid storm, blew half of their tents away, I think. I don't know. They were scrambling to try to find tents. Then another storm was supposed to come in, and they ended up canceling the thing a little bit early. It was only like one day early, but they told people, if you want to go home, we're going to, if those of you that want to go home. And then the storm didn't come in. So that's Wyoming weather for you. But I was telling Mike the other day, it's a good thing their thing wasn't just a week later.
Yeah, that's right.
Because like half of Wyoming is burning down.
Yeah.
You're going to see in tomorrow's video, it is no exaggeration. We are like burning down.
That's the last I looked, it was like 280 some odd square miles that was burning. And it's been the largest fire, they said, that they've ever had in Wyoming. So it's been huge.
Absolutely nuts.
And it's not that far from us, really. It's really
and
close.
let me see if I can find the pictures. Oh, well, yeah, here. Oh, my goodness. Here, let me show you this. Oops, wait a minute. Yeah, oops. Oh, sorry. There's Mike.
There's Mike.
Sorry, there's really Mike.
Look at Mike burning.
Sorry, dear. Here it is. Okay. Look at this. So here's, now why are you on there? That's weird. Okay. Sorry, dear. Stop! You dingling. Put back my pen. I'm trying. This is a dramatic moment. You're messing with my dramatic moment
The
here.
fire.
Okay, let's see. Hold
Is that
on.
gonna
Let's see.
show?
Look it. Can you guys see this? Does that make it bigger?
I don't,
Here.
you have to click on that.
I think I
don't you?
did. I think that. Can they see that, Mike?
Yes.
Look at this, guys. This is what is burning down in Wyoming. And I mean, it's been absolutely berserk. I haven't seen this picture yet.
That was ready to
Wow. So,
We had some from the north coming down, or well, it started in the north and it headed to Montana. So we had smoke from that, and then we've got it down south. It's just surrounding us.
so it's been crazy around here. So I'm
Mhm.
just, the whole point of that story was I'm glad Kathy wasn't here.
I know, because
A
then they
week
would have,
later.
because they would have been right
It
in
would have
the
been
path
really
of
bad.
that. That's the whole where they
Mm.
were. It
Robin
was
says,
awful.
rice, you need to buy the cheapest one. Quinoa is touted as high protein as well. Some varieties of rice, you're talking about 2 grams per serving over long grain rice. I know, yeah. Are so old, loves our cookbooks. Thank you. They are 25% off right now, guys. If you need a cookbook that is easy with recipes your family will love with cheap ingredients. Turid says, it's 1 in the night here in Norway. This weekend, our princess will have a big wedding. They are here in West Norway. They begin today and it will go over many days. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
And you're right by where that is too. I think if it's what I'm thinking of. Wow, that's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Tanya, I found 2 roasts marked down to $3.99 a pound. Got both. Very good.
Mm.
And ground beef for $2.99. Good. Lori, large egg whites in New Hampshire been over $4 a dozen. Crazy. Wow.
Mm.
Donna, our meat prices for Labor Day aren't really good deals. Yeah. You can send me the next one, Mike. Bounty in the Badlands says 600 weight steers are still $2,500 down a bit, but still $300 over last fall. Those calves will be processed next spring and summer. Beef ain't coming down anytime soon. Sorry. Hey, you got to give us some hope here.
Yeah. Please. Oh.
I got some cheap hamburger at the family grocery store here, and Jack's like, Mom, these are not good. So I've got 15 pounds of cheap hamburgers that I'm having to make into taco to try and taco
Spice
meat
it
to
up
try
and do
and
some, and that's a good point. You know, they're not quite up to par as far as the flavor, and you can do a lot with seasonings to cover stuff or to put them in
Yeah,
casseroles and
I ain't
stuff.
throwing
So
it
don't
away.
just throw this stuff away.
Egg salad with cottage cheese is good. Okay, I've never heard that. That would be interesting. I like both cottage cheese and egg salad, but I've never had them
I've
together.
never had them together.
Teresa says I'm pretty well stocked in the freezer. I can't get anything else in there. Been catching sales on meat. That's great.
Yeah, that's good.
I may have to go to Gillette just to buy some meat. And I noticed that they have good markdowns. So what I might do is just have to make a trip over there to get some stocked up. Jim, I grew up in Florida and Mom always put bread in the refrigerator. Oh, I bet she did.
Yeah, Florida.
Donna says drinking garden dirt. This was not garden
No,
dirt.
it was something
red.
slimy, something.
Mike
strange.
washed my cup for me. Thank you, my dear. I thought maybe it was my lipstick, but it was streamy.
When Jim was talking about having put the bread in the freezer in Florida, I think I told you guys this story before. My mom had lived down in Florida and had really long hair, and that was when you had to do the pin curls because you didn't have a blow dry or anything like that. And she put her hair up at night, and it would take so long to dry in those pin curls that her hair started molding. And she got mold all in her hair, and she had to cut her hair really, really short because it just wouldn't dry fast enough. And every time I hear about Florida, that's what I always think of, my poor mom's hair molding. So,
Letitia, carrots are great with peanut butter for sure. Yeah, I need to use some carrots because I accidentally bought 10 pounds of carrots instead of 1 pound. So I got carrots out the wazoo. That's a good idea. South Loop River Homestead just got here. How much is everybody paying for eggs now? So I just looked ours up. It was $5 something for 18. So that was expensive here. Teresa, my grandkids were fighting over the first cookbook, volume 1. I told them I'm going to put it away and they can't use it. They straightened up and have fought for over a month. They love your cookbook so much. Thank you. You saved a war in the house. Oh, that's funny. Mary Ellen says popcorn in bacon grease, yummy bacon flavored
it's good.
popcorn.
I've done that.
I bet that would be good.
It's really good.
Barbara Jean says, I love mushroom popcorn. It's really fluffy and use Orville Redenbacher popping oil. So good. I have no, what is mushroom popcorn?
I don't know.
Barbara, you're going to have to tell me what it is because I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Becky, pickled eggs. I just buy a can or jar of pickled beets and they turn out great. Oh, that's a good idea.
You love pickled beets.
I love pickled
She loves
beets. I'm
pickled
going to have to
beets.
add that to my Walmart list. Huh. Yeah, I might do that.
Mm-hmm.
Beth. Oh, you know, they don't have baked beans on sale this week, do they?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, they
do.
Well, sort of. Buy one, get one free. That's not really a good
I
deal.
saw pork and beans on the inside. I
Oh,
mean,
is
the
it?
other ones. Somewhere in here, they had them. Because I was looking at them to try to decide if I should get a can or not. But
All right. Beth says, I wish the stores had Senior Citizen Day here. Yeah. It's hit or miss if they'll give it to me. Depends on the person I get. It depends on how much trouble I have with my Albertsons app. Usually they give it to me if Albertsons app messes up because they don't want me yelling at them. Chrissy, 3-ingredient peanut butter cookies. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I might be making peanut butter cookies too. Carrie, I bought pickles, so when they're finished, I wash and slice raw veggies in hand and put them in pickle juice. Yep. Carrie says also we have rice as our main meal. Yep.
Mhm.
Jane O'More says I keep forgetting senior discounts. Never been this old before.
that's good.
Donna, pickled eggs. We put hard-boiled eggs in a can of sliced red beets, a quarter cup of white vinegar, a quarter cup of sugar, stir and peeled hard-boiled eggs to the beets, and juice pickled eggs. There you go. Yeah, everybody's saying peanut butter cookies. I totally forgot about that. That's a good idea. And I think we have peanut butter cookies in both volume 1 and 2. And you can try them at livingonadime.com. And then I also have the gluten-free in my gluten-free book. Peanut butter cookie dough. Yeah, that's a good idea. Kathy, store peanut butter upside down. We'll keep several months more. That's a good idea.
Oh,
Wow,
that's
you guys
good.
got all kinds. I have to do
Yeah.
a peanut butter video here. Debbie, make brownies and add peanut butter. That's another good one. Janet, make peanut butter cookies, freeze them for the holidays. Yeah. Jacqueline, I made beef dip recipe in Dining on a Dime Volume 1. It was absolutely delicious at that time. I also cooked up a big batch of chicken breasts in my Instant Pot, and we've been eating it all week. You are so brilliant. Thank you. Your logic is so simple, and I love your channel. Yeah,
Thanks.
keep it simple, stupid. Here's the thing, not you. I'm just saying, this is my motto. Don't make things more complicated than you have to.
Mhm.
People make cooking so crazy complicated. It's ridiculous. Go to Super Easy Recipes on YouTube. That's my other YouTube channel. You will see the actual dinners I cook. Now, ignore today's videos because I made sopapillas for Jack's birthday. But that's a more complicated, dish. Although it's really not that bad. But most of our dishes are really easy. I don't make big elaborate meals. We just cook normal food.
And
everybody loves
another
it.
thing too, people do is they get every bowl and every utensil out when they're fixing a meal. You don't have to do that. You don't get a bowl for your dry stuff and a bowl for your liquid stuff, and don't get a bowl to do this in and a bowl to. I take and I have to cut my meat up. Sometimes, like I used to cut my chicken thighs up and that type of thing. I didn't get a cutting board out to do that on. I had the styrofoam thing that it came in, and I just did it right on there. So that way I didn't have a cutting board to clean up and mess with. As a matter of fact, didn't even use a knife. What I use to make it easier is just cut chicken legs quarters apart with scissors if you need to, because get you a good pair of scissors, and that's a good way to cut up your chicken if you need to. It goes much faster than with a knife and much less chance of cutting yourself, that type of thing. But think through when you start. We show stuff on how to do things, and a lot of it is just not getting a lot of dishes and spoons and forks and knives out to do all the cooking with, and using 10 pans for everything. That's where the work comes in, and making messes, for all the cooking.
Jacqueline says I made the beef dip in volume 1, and it was absolutely delicious at that time. I also cooked up a big batch of chicken breasts. Oh, I read that one. Sorry. But that was my next thing was, sorry, that's why I was rereading that, was she said I made a big batch of chicken breasts. So what I do on the chicken breasts is I just throw them in the Instant Pot and shred them. And then that's my chicken for the whole week, and my meat is already cooked. So I just make chicken and rice. I make barbecue chicken sandwiches. I make beef and noodles. I'll make chicken and pasta, chicken and rice, or chicken soup. I'll make a chicken rice soup, and then I'll just make chicken and rice separately. I'll make stir fry, sweet and sour. You can make all of those with the shredded chicken. And so it's saves a ton of time if your chicken's already cooked.
Lot of those things, if you do it with hamburger and that type of thing and make the cooked packets already, you don't have to get another frying pan out to cook meat each time you do it. You've already got that all done for your meals. Once you've got the meat cooked and in the freezer ready to use, you can just pull the packet up. And half the time, I hate cooking the meat part, So that's why it makes it faster and easier. Most people don't want to do the meat part.
Yep. Dawn says I have 3 adults eating supper here, and I use Bisquick. If you need homemade Bisquick, right here, baking mix is what it's called for biscuits and strawberry shortcake. The spoonfuls make just the right amount. Yep. And Tanya says we have Edwards pie in Michigan. Shannon says they're in Alabama. Ruth says they're in Texas. Wanda says they're in Arizona. Kathy says it's in Indiana. Misty says she's in Georgia. Helen says in West Tennessee, and Susie says in the West Coast.
Oh, so they're all over.
So I'd say it's all over.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have New York and New Jersey in there, but I would say you could probably find them. Vicky says when a half gallon of milk is on sale, it's usually 99 cents. Last time it was $1.19. Yep, we've been noticing that too. Pam says use peanut butter in Chinese recipes. Yeah, I can't because Mike doesn't eat peanut butter.
Yeah, that's where she's had trouble.
Jim, if you lived closer, I would come help you eat it. I love peanut butter. Thank you. I'd probably take you up on it.
Peanut butter is good on celery. A lot of times instead of bread, I'll just, put the peanut butter on chunks of celery. Get a big whole stalk and just put peanut butter on it.
Teresa, or let's see, JD says I got a box of Cheerios for 79 cents yesterday. That's
good.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Teresa, a friend, freeze-dried eggs, and now I have 3-gallon jars of eggs. Whoa. Well, hey, I'd be happy for that.
Yeah, that's good.
She has the best chickens. She gets 24 to 26 eggs a day. I get freeze-dried eggs for free. Wow. That's great. She barters. You know what I discovered about real chicken eggs? I don't like real chicken eggs. I got a dozen for free from a friend, and I don't like the taste.
Real fresh ones.
I
ones
don't
from the
like
store.
fresh chicken eggs. I like my white chicken that's been in the cage its whole entire life eggs. I don't want my chickens roaming around eating bugs. I don't know what the bugs do to that chicken, but it doesn't taste good.
Well,
But what's funny was when we had chickens in Springfield, I didn't like them either.
yeah. Well, the thing was, I didn't think they were any better than regular store-bought eggs myself. We had real live chickens running around in our back, and I couldn't tell. Everybody said, "Oh, they're just so much different." I could not tell to save me that there was any difference in the flavor.
I mean, I'll eat them if I get them for
Yeah.
free. I'll definitely eat them and
But
definitely use them for baking.
I couldn't
but
tell any difference between them.
I didn't like them fried or anything. I didn't. I don't know. I was like, give me my.
But part of that too, I don't think people realize. They say, "Well, I could never eat this," or "I don't like that." My chocolate. I love pretty much any kind of chocolate, but I love the Hershey's chocolate, and because that's what I grew up on, and that's what I'm most used to. And I think a lot of times we develop tastes that we're used to certain things, like I like Skippy peanut butter better than I do the off-brand, even though I buy off-brand of a lot of things, and I have bought the off-brand peanut butter. I like the Skippy best because that's what I always, grew up on. So that's probably what happens more than anything. There's not one or the other I'm saying that's bad. It's just you get used to a certain taste.
I don't like.
Look at her face. Actually, I was going to say, Tara was really good. She was my best eater. She ate everything really good. My son was a picky eater, so I was really lucky because she ate really good when she was growing
My
up.
brother eats 2 things, and that's it. It's amazing he's even alive.
know.
Dr. Pepper's one of them.
Yeah, I know. He does. He just eats about 2 things. I feel so sorry for his wife because his wife is
She
so
likes to
good.
cook.
She loves to cook. She loves to eat everything herself, and here's my son.
Mike, send me the next one, please. Wanda says, is there really a difference in wet and dry measuring cups? Yes, it's so funny you asked this because just last night we were showing Jack the difference. There is a difference, but
I was going to say.
it's minute. It's like 1 ounce. So for the majority of your measuring things, it's not going to matter. It might matter for candy recipes, but everything else.
Yeah, I use them back and forth for everything, even though there's supposed to be a difference. I've always used them back
Sandy
and forth.
says, I lost 130 pounds watching my portion control, walking and cutting out all the junk. Very good.
Very good.
Vicky says, I eat blueberries not for the health, but for the taste. But yes, they are not cheap.
Yeah.
Get them while they're on sale. Yep. Teresa, I'm stocked up on canned fruit, also frozen fruits. Lorraine, I make Spanish rice and it lasts 2 of us 3 days. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Janelle, we use Basani rice for $12.99 for a 10-pound bag. That's really good. Jennifer, hello.
Hi,
We have
Jennifer.
not seen you forever.
No, I was wondering about you.
Is Colorado burning down this time? I don't know if they are or not. Solar Cindy says, I'm trying to eat from my stockpile to save money. I have dried rice from 2022. Is it safe to eat? Oh, yes. You could eat dried rice from, it could be 15, 20 years old.
I
and
eat
rice is
regular
fine.
rice
Yeah.
from that long.
Oh,
so,
you are way
yeah,
safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only way it wouldn't be safe is you'd break a tooth because it would be so dried out that it's too hard.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be food poisoning or
No.
anything like that. Pin, I bought the oil spray you recommend on the other channel, Game Changer, for so many things. Isn't that thing great? I love that thing. And the only reason why I'm using the other spray thing is because I just got it at a garage sale for $1 before I found that one, and I just need to get it used up.
And that sprayer thing, I don't use it for oil. What I use it for is in with my ironing, because sometimes if I use I have a steam iron, but I like to really spray it, my fabric and stuff sometimes. And the other, just regular spray bottle, does clumps, on the fabric, where that misting bottle, I use that and it gets an even spray all over, and it irons better and faster for me.
FYO, Lisa, Mike, you are so funny. He's married. And he's not that funny all the time, believe me. Actually, he's a pretty funny fellow. He's a fun guy. He's a fun guy with a fun guy. No, there's no fun guys. He's having some sort of dry eye situation, and we have to go 4 hours. We have to drive each way. He has to drive 4 hours to go to the doctor in Rapid City. I'm like, are your eyeballs worth this? You what?
They told me today they could meet me in Gillette.
Oh, eye doctor will come to Gillette?
Don't have to go 90 miles.
Oh, when are you going so I can stock up on sales?
I was going to say, can I go with you?
But I'll tell you after the show. In middle of September.
Oh, well, hot dog. I can go stock up the freezer then.
Yep.
Okay, well, never mind. He only has to go an hour and a half each way. Well, here I thought we could have a romantic getaway.
Oh, maybe I'll reschedule.
Schedule. Linda, is it just me? It's just me that I buy 4 by Walmart sliced Italian or unsliced bread for $1 a loaf, divide it into thirds and freeze 2/3. Very good.
Mhm.
Yep, lasts for 2 weeks. Yeah, thank you for praying for rain. We got some this weekend while we were camping. Oh my goodness. I think I have decided I am not a camping person. I'm not a camping person. We had fun though. We had fun, but the last night of our camping, we woke up and it was raining and we were begging God to not let us float away because before we set our tent, we saw the floodplain. I don't know what you call it. The river where the water had run before. And we were like, oh man, well, it's not supposed to rain. Well, of course it started raining. Well, then water started dripping on all our faces. We were like, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, brother. Okay, we'll figure that out. Still, it basically dripped for a couple of hours. Then the wolves started howling. You're like, okay, I hope those are a mile away and not 10 feet away because they sound really close. And if you've ever heard wolves howling in person, they are very scary. I mean, it's kind of
It's creepy sounding.
they're ripping something apart.
It was funny how it echoed through the woods.
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
echoed
echoes.
and echoes and echoes. And so then, as soon as the wolves were done, it starts howling. We're just like, please, Lord, don't let it rip our tent apart because we can't take it. So
Just
then
let
in the
that last 2 more hours.
yeah, just let the tent last 2 hours. So then we were going to. So the next morning we were leaving and everything was just sopping wet. So I literally ran the washing machine nonstop from 7 o'clock yesterday morning until 9 o'clock last night doing laundry.
They were only gone
And we were there for 2 days.
2 days was all.
I just thought for sure with Tara being there that we would see the grizzly bears in the campsite.
We spent a day packing up. We spent a day driving there. And we spent a day cleaning up for 2 days there. and that wasn't including all the stuff that Mike had done before he left for work yesterday morning to help me get a jump on stuff. He probably spent an hour and a half putting stuff on before he
Yeah, I pre-organized as much as I could before I had to leave.
So if it wasn't for the fact that I was going to see my child,
Yeah.
I would not have gone. But
This
oh my
happens to
goodness.
Tara every time. When we went camping once with my folks, she had her leg in a brace thing, and it had to stick straight out. She couldn't bend it, do anything. And we went up camping, and it started raining where there was about, 15, 20 of us.
Yeah.
My folks have one of these little itty bitty camping trailers. I mean, the tiniest one you can find. All of us were trying to get into that trailer as fast as we could because it was raining so hard. And here was Tara's leg because we had her in there and it was sticking out in the middle of where everybody was trying to stand. So people were stepping over her leg, trying to get back into the
The
trailer.
last time Mike
It was
and the-
like acrobatics trying
Yeah.
to do that.
The last time Mike and the boys and I went, we did have a cabin at least. We had a camping cabin, but it rained 2 of the 3 days we were there.
On your honeymoon.
I decided to go camping on my honeymoon. That was stupid. Thankfully, 30 years later, I think I've learned my lesson, and we're
I thought
going
she
to
was
hotels when we go to
she was going to
Vermont.
divorce him before they even got
It was-
started.
Mike was a lot more picky on the Vermont trip.
Yes, he found nice places, hopefully.
Hopefully.
For us to stay.
After 30 years, yeah, hopefully we
So I think I just need to give up on camping. I think I'm just not a camping person, I guess.
I
But
love
we
to
did have
camp.
fun,
I
though.
love to camp.
we got to see our kid, and we were excited, and it was fun seeing them and all that. So, hey, Badlands, welcome to our world in Alberta with the fires. I know I'm getting so sick of the summer fires. I've about had it for the last 10 years. Last year wasn't quite as bad. I don't think last year was as bad, but 9 out of the last 10 years, it has been nothing but 3 months of smoke, and it's really getting on my nerves. This is why you need Jesus. Because if you don't, you're going to be living with this for eternity. Jim, we don't have enough hell, fire, and brimstone anymore. Jim, we need to pray for rain for Wyoming. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh. I think they got it 80 yesterday evening. They said it was 80% contained. I haven't looked today.
Because we got a
so,
good rain, was it
yeah.
a couple of nights ago? But that's all we've had.
Sandy says extra protein in my cup. I don't know that was protein.
It was really,
It's weird.
it was a strange, slimy,
stringy,
clear,
slimy
stringy-
red stuff.
Yeah, it
but
was kind of
anyway.
strange.
Like I keep looking like it's in there, but it's not in there anymore. Teresa, add those hamburgers to casseroles. Yes, make hamburger brown good. Yeah, I got plenty of uses. I can hide the gnarly hamburger. But,
Chili, it would be really
yeah.
good with chili.
Manny Badlands, our railways are on strike now. Oh my goodness. She said it's going to be a while before they get back up. I know. I got another stockpile video coming out tomorrow because these fires, our highways were closed for 2 days. And then stupidest thing happened. The highway was closed. Then the detour highway, a semi truck of bees tipped over and closed the other highway from bees swarming. You know, I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
So that's why we say you need to have a stockpile because we never know, when.
Rhonda, have you seen the videos of people using carrots in place of hot dogs? Seriously, they are grilling them and putting them in buns and eating them with smiles on their face. I'll try that with Mike next week and see how that goes.
Oh my word! I love hot dogs. There's no
Grill
way.
a carrot and put it on instead of a hot dog.
Oh. I agree with you, son-in-law. You is right.
Oh my goodness. I know the end is near for making carrots.
It's
Just
all,
eat the carrot.
It's all the salt that people are eating without iodine in it. It's making the IQs go down.
Teresa, I got several big Bush's baked beans for 59 cents a pound. Bought 2 cases. That's great. Rebecca made a batch of preacher cookies. What is a batch of preacher cookies? I have never heard of that. Oh, just the no-bake cookies? Oh, it's just the no-bake cookies. Oh, yeah. Believe me, I've been making tons of no-bake cookies.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to be making more. Psalm 146 says a semi-truck of bees. Yes, it was a semi-truck of bees. I'm like, what?
Mike
It was
should have been
huge.
driving that one.
What are the chances? So I don't know why the truck was carrying bees. I have no idea. I didn't get that far. It was the day that we were leaving, I think, to go camping. So I didn't look real close. I should have looked closer. But yeah, it was beehives. And so Nancy just moved to a town that has Aldi, Walmart, other grocery stores. I am used to traveling 70 miles for a decent grocery store. Holy cow, that would be great.
Oh,
we used to
wouldn't
go
that-
70 miles.
Yeah,
I get it.
I know how good you feel about that now.
Jay No More, I do a meat inside usually, or spaghetti, tacos, quick stuff. Yep, very good. Peggy, peanut butter on apples are real good. Oh, I do have tomatoes for you while I think about it. I forgot. There's a couple there.
Yeah, I love peanut butter on apples too. I eat that quite often. So that's a good one.
Dee Dee from New England, evening. So happy to be here. Had a tough day, and watching you has been a nice way to have her downtime. Well, thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Sandy, peanut butter on celery. Yes, that's one of our
Mhm.
favorites. Janet, apples will be in season. Peanut butters and apples. Yep. Nancy, I think one dish meals with meat, veggies, starch fill is the best way to save money. Yep.
Yeah.
Cindy's, I don't like brown eggs either. I just don't like the taste. I don't mind baking with them. I don't taste it in baking. But when I fried an egg, I was like, I don't really like this. And I'm getting old enough. If I don't like it, I'm going to fix me something else. Barbara, I said a small prayer for Wyoming. Thank you.
Thank you.
Janet doesn't. Thank you, guys. They are gamey. Yeah. Although I will say, I had deer. One of the people at school brought, what was that deer stuff they brought? Deer hot dogs. They brought deer hot dogs to school for the potluck on last week. And those were really good.
Mhm.
So whoever made those were really good.
Yeah, Jack he's really expanding his palate with
Jack is expanding his palate for the deer hot
he
dogs.
said he's had bison, buffalo, deer, I don't know, a couple other things that I never had until I was like 30 years old.
Oh my. Kristen says, I love my fresh chicken eggs. It must be a personal preference. Yeah, I don't like it at
Yeah.
all. Hair tied fresh eggs for sure have a stronger taste. Yeah. Jada Moore, acquired taste. Well, you can send me the next one, Mike.
That's what I say. Some of this stuff is just what you're used to growing up with or used to.
While Mike's sending me the next batch, look at what one of our viewers sent me. This is hilarious. Who is this from? Cynthia sent me this. Oops,
this
now
is
how do I
good.
find it? Hold on.
You guys are going to love this.
Let's see. Hold on. Here. This is so me. You have enough plants, would be Mike. I say, but I don't have these plants. That would be me. Wouldn't that be me, dear?
Yes.
Tell them what
You know
it's
what's funny though? What's funny though is Mike does not object.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
No, I like that. I like feeling like I live in a botanical garden.
Feeling like you live in a botanical garden.
Yes.
Although I have to wonder, I am at this point questioning my life choices. I'm like, this is September and I am just now getting tomatoes. September is in 3 days. 3 days? And I am just now getting tomatoes. Kimberly says duck eggs are better for you. She's heard. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And Teresa says duck and turkey are really good. I just don't know if I can expand myself that much.
We got plenty of turkeys running around.
Well,
We could try
true.
some.
Ugh. Teresa, I learned to meal prep. Well, we got pheasant too out there, but I'm not sure I want to try it. Cooked all my meats and fresh veggies on Sundays. Diced up cucumbers, onions, celery, and garlic, tomatoes. For one day, I just got out my veggies and make a meal. Very good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, Barbara loves my cooking videos. Thank you. And so does So Old. I cook like I really cook in real life. None of this fancy schmancy stuff. And I get so much criticism. Well, you're not measuring anything. That's because after cooking for more than 30 years, I know how much a half a cup of cocoa is. I know how much a teaspoon of vanilla is. And I have great estimation skills. And so it all turns out. But you can follow the recipe in there. But I ain't wasting extra dishes to measure stuff I don't need to measure.
But see, like what I do, I do measure, is I keep a half measuring cup in my sugar, a cup in my flour. That's where when we talk about making it easier for you when you're cooking, we do things like that. So I very rarely, I have a quarter cup measuring cup in my cabinet, and it's just a little one. And what is that? Dry. It's a dry measuring cup. And I just use that one little measuring cup, and that's usually what I use because I got the other ones in there. And I never have any amount of dirty dishes really to, clean up afterwards.
Airtight says what she does is rubs castor oil on her eyelids twice a day for dry eyes. Yeah, Mike has tried it all. He's tried fish oil, castor oil, these really Vaseline eye drop things. He put eye drops in every half an hour. He wears this mask. He got a heated mask. He got the pink fluffy mask. We got the vaporizer going every night. Oh my goodness. It's like ridiculous. So now
And you're
he's
still sleeping with him?
barely. Donna says, I was really surprised to see a few items in my area are cheap at Publix than Walmart. Oh, wow. Cheryl, my idea of camping is the Marriott. The problem is when we go to hotels, we have the same problem in the hotels. I'm like, I think I'm cursed. Dee Dee from New England, I just booked some hotel days in Vermont. Super expensive for the week before Columbus Day. Be careful because hotels in Burlington house homeless and newcomers. Oh, great. That's where we're going. That's exactly where we're going that week, too. Oh, man. It was a highly rated hotel. Well, they're going to hear from me. Maybe I should wear my Trump hat in my trunk. Then they'll all clear. We might get shot if we do that.
They'll turn you back at customs.
So, Susan, are you still stocking up? Yes, I am. Yeah, I never stop stocking up.
Yeah.
It's just as I use something, I just replenish it when it goes on sale.
Like I had a can of tomato soup a couple of days ago, and so I'm going to buy 2 cans of tomato soup to replace it. That way I replace the one I used and I get a extra type thing.
Patty Badlands, were the bees honeybees or leaf cutter bees? Leaf cutters are transported to canola fields and are basically harmless to humans. I have no idea.
I bet you they were the cutter ones because they were going to Idaho for the canola.
I have no idea.
They have a lot of canola in Idaho.
Turide says in Norway we just have a 90-year record with rain this month. Holy cow.
Wow.
She says 450 milliliters. How much is 450 milliliters? Let's see. 450 milliliters in inches rain is 17 inches. Wow. So let's put that in let's see, how much rain does Wyoming get a year? So Wyoming gets 12 inches of rain a year, and they got 17 inches in 1 month. That's crazy. Yep. Okay. Dating on a Dime cookbooks, guys, right here. Livingonadime.com, 25% off right now. You can get them on sale. Volume 1 is the red. Volume 2 is the blue. Totally different recipes. They just go together because we couldn't put them all in one book. And then the gluten-free, dairy-free edition is gluten-free, dairy-free if you are like me. And Lynn says, I live in the area of Burlington, Vermont. It's not a pleasant situation in the area because of newcomers. Oh, don't tell me that. This has been on my bucket list for 30 years. I'm going to have a good trip to Vermont. We're only one night in Burlington. Okay. All right. She said, and then Elise says, when you guys are in Portland, Maine, you must go to a restaurant called Re-Raw, best gluten-free fish and fish and chips.
Oh, yum.
Oh, we need to write that down.
Can I go with you guys
No,
on this?
you're not going on our anniversary trip.
I tried.
There, I got a screenshot of that one. Ooh, I have been dying for fish and chips. They were in town here last week, and I was like, man, I wish I could
I keep watching these English shows, and they're always eating the fish and chips, and it's driving me crazy.
Gluten-free fish and chips? That's awesome.
Okay, we're going to go there. I wonder if you have to make a reservation or anything. We'll have to check that out. That's on our to-do list. We'll figure that out. All right. All right, guys, livingonadime.com. Thank you for joining us. We will see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.